We are back here at the Garden, MSG in New York City, New York, as we just had ourselves a banger between number 16 Oregon and number 23 Louisville. The Cardinals reigned supreme in this one. It was a great back and forth game that they ultimately took by a score of 92-85. But now we bring on a fresh pair of teams that are now looking to jumpstart their success, however it may be, for the 2035 and 36 season, as we are here to feature the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes and the 2034 national champions, the Marquette Golden Eagles. Ohio State trying to rise through the ranks, propelled mainly by Swanson Bohannon, who is heavily favored to be in the running for the Wooden Award later on once it's all said and done this season. Meanwhile, for Marquette, it's all about getting back to the Final Four. Their national title defense faltered once the Sweet 16 rolled around via Penn State, shocking the world. But a whole lot of new faces are part of both teams, but also a whole lot of familiarity is back, but even more so for Ohio State, a lot of growth. Hello, everybody. I am your play-by-play commentator here, Commissioner Daniel. Alongside me is once again my All-American point guard, LSW Commissioner Kenneth Pike, and we also have an extra mic synced up to none other than the head coach of the Marquette Golden Eagles, Nala. How are we all doing today?
Doing really good, honestly.
Good.
Doing good.
Good. Now, real quick, I'm going to ask this first question to you, Coach. So, after a season where you fell short of high expectations, given deservedly high expectations, but you know you fell short. What's the mindset been over the off season and over summer training camp?
Mindset? There's only one mindset, which is to win. We are back with an awesome team. We did such an awesome work during the off season, and my team and I are ready to win it all, fight for it all, and we win national championship, of course.
If you do that, it would be the second time in three seasons, and that is definitely not an impossibility. And currently, the Big East is reigning supreme as a conference as a whole. But if there's anyone that could maybe stand up to them as a David in a David versus Goliath situation, it could be these Ohio State Buckeyes. Can you tell us a little bit more about this young core that they have, Commissioner Pike?
Yes, you're exactly right. Of course, this Ohio State team bringing in two freshmen in Gilbert Galvano and Eugene Potter, but of course they have several freshmen in Jaden Robinson, Isaac Crane, and of course Nathan Pike. But this team also has a really stacked, I will say this, even though you were talking about how young this team is, you can also talk about their graduate fifth-year seniors and Harry Wessels, Brendan Knoll, Ian Clayster King, and Joaquin Aldo and Jackson Holt, of course. Of course, you cannot forget about Swanson Bohannon, the main leader of this Ohio State team.
Like I said before about Swanson Bohannon, he is going to be on the Wooden Award watch list the entire time that we are going to be spending throughout this 2035-36 season, and it would be a surprise if he was not at the very least a finalist. That's how important he is to this Ohio State team, and that's how outstanding he is for the country. But with that said, I think we're about ready to finally get started here as the Garden is ready for these two teams to clash. And it's a great opportunity to come to the Garden. As of today, this is the first time that we've been able to do things here in this venue. Starting lineups for Ohio State, it's Isaac Crane and Nathan Pike at the guard spots, Jaden Robinson, Jimbo Buchanan, And Swanson Bohannon up front for Marquette. Wave Wolf, Donovan Mayo at the guard spots. Ovejero, Tommy John, and Rora Noah Creed up front. A lot of award winners and potential award winners, but the one that I'm personally watching out for the most is Rora Noah Creed. He won the Julius Erving Award last year as the best small forward in the country, and Ohio State's going to start with the ball. But who are you mainly keeping an eye on, especially as teams shake the rust off?
Well, you got to think of this real quick. Jimbo Buchanan is going to be such a huge player in this game. But, of course, you got to look at one of the top guys, especially for this Marquette team, Tommy John. But in terms of the young talent, I know I'm going to sound biased, but you got to look out for Nathan Pike at the point guard position.
Well, there he is, and honestly, I don't fault you for it because the kid is an uber talent, and he has earned his starting spot. 2-ball by Jaden Robinson opens the scoring for the Buckeyes. But prior to that, it was Ovejero with the one-handed jam to open up the scoring for the Golden Eagles. And this is a young core, though. Oh, good layup, though, by Wave Wolf as he drives that one in. But with Marquette, it's a different story. We were expecting them to have quite a different look and more changes to them than we've seen. But Tommy John and Wave Wolf had the opportunity to return. They didn't have a good enough draft grade to stay in the NBA draft or to be forced to stay in the NBA draft, and they elected for a 5th year. How important is that to this Marquette team?
Yeah, well, actually, I think it's really important, too, especially since... Oh, well, that's a big foul. I grant that. Is that an and one opportunity as well?
Oh, no, just a regular foul.
Okay. Well, actually, one of the big things, though, is that we implemented in the fact that these teams now can have a 5th year if they do not have a big draft stock, which is why people like Tommy John and, of course, Wade Wolf returned back to Marquette because they wanted to have another year, get their stock up, and maybe even chase after another national championship.
Indeed. Gold is on the mind for these Golden Eagles. Fitting for their name and for their brand, a strip and steal. Wolf draws a foul on Buchanan. That's his first, and those are 2 quick fouls right there.
Just one tiny thing. Wade Wolf and Tommy John returned to Marquette because they missed the team so much. And because it's such a great team. Because we are such a great family. And they're my star players. How could they go to the NBA?
Well, you could ask that same question to Jack Ryuga, but he is a projected top 10 pick in his draft class, so he's gonna make some dough at the top of the top. But with his exit,
I don't want my team to leave me.
Well, eventually they will have to, but the one guy that has finally been able to reinsert himself into the starting lineup after a whole bunch of time coming off the bench is Donovan Mayo, as Ohio State's now heading to the free throw line. It's going to be Bohannon that is heading there. And so Donovan Mayo, he was actually the starting point guard of the first Final Four team that you had when you first started coaching.
Yeah.
A talented player.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I recruited Mayo, a player. To see him evolve and grow into the player he is now. I recruited mainly my whole starting 5, and it's great to see them grow, how they've become stars. And it's going to be sad to see them leave, but I'm very excited about this season and all we can give.
Oh, for sure. And even though you're going to have to eventually bid farewell and good luck to this core that has been that has developed and is seasoned for a good 4 seasons now, at the very least, you have started building for the future. You want to talk about any of those star freshmen that you have waiting in the wings?
Yes. Just 1 second.
All right. Meanwhile, Swanson Bohannon is doing what Swanson Bohannon does and is scoring all the points as Ohio State on the move. Buchanan draws the foul, and that's on Tommy John.
Good Lord, the collision there.
I'm going to tell you this, and this will surprise you. Even though you have the physical measurements in front of you, it's still quite surprising. They're both the same height, but the weight difference between these two, over 100 pounds.
Like truck versus car.
Truck versus electric scooter, if you ask me. Here's Wave Wolf. Over to Creed. And just a little bit to the right of the free throw line. Can't get that one to go. Marquette had a good start, but Ohio State has climbed back into this one. Bohannon. My gosh. I mean, you know, this just backs up what we were saying about the guy. He's going to be the most important guy for this team and for their hopes to return to March Madness. It's right there.
Hey, run here by Ohio State. 6-8-0 run.
Yeah, they're moving right now. Buchanan back to the free throw line, and Tommy John picked up 2 quick fouls. He's going to have to go sit for the rest of the half.
Well, it seems like Ohio State and Coach Eddie had a really good plan heading into this game, and so forcing Marquette to change up their play style here, and especially taking out one of the strongest stars on their team.
Ooh, shanked free throw right there, but with what has happened, the Belmont transfer, Chet Irving, is now in the game and is going to play the rest of the first half, we assume. And we saw a bit of him when that Belmont team went up against Oregon. He looked pretty good from what we saw.
How about Marquette?
Yeah, a timeout by the Golden Eagles as Ohio State went on a 9-0 run just now over the past couple of minutes. And so when you look at both of these teams and what they could do in their respective conferences, what do you see for both of them?
Sorry, in terms of what?
In terms of what they could do within their conferences.
Okay.
What do you think?
I would say Ohio State, from the looks of their team, I think they make it to the semifinals of their conference.
Wow.
Conference tournament.
Okay.
I think they make semifinals. Because the team is young, yes, but they're building a good young team. Marquette, I feel like they can win. I think they can win. I think they'll go Final Four. For me, Marquette seems like a Final Four team.
For sure. As Chet Irving picks up the and one opportunity right here, how do you think they'll fare in yet another year of the Big Ten being stacked to the gills?
Big Ten?
The Big East, I said, I think.
No, you said Big Ten.
My fault if I did say that.
I will say, Marquette does have to deal with teams like, of course, Creighton, which is going to be a huge battle. Oh, strip. But I think that's going to be a huge battle for Marquette to fight off against, like Creighton, Xavier, who's against Dag, Villanova, which is really good, and then you have the young talents of UConn and all that. I think Marquette is probably the favorite to win the Big East. I know Creighton's there, but there's something that's telling me that Marquette is going to win the Big East.
Okay, lofty prediction, especially with a bunch of top teams mixed in. It's not a bad choice by any means necessary, but definitely not, I would say, the odds-on safest choice. But
yeah, I'm just going to say this right now, and it's the bold prediction: not a single team. There's not going to be an undefeated team out of the Big East.
Yeah, I'd definitely be surprised if that happened. There's so much talent over there, and the top of the top is outstanding, but also the middle of the pack is also extremely competitive too. It's going to be a one to watch out for once more this season. But as we have talked about the outlooks and what we think could happen, some things have happened. So the game is now tied, and Jimbo Buchanan also picked up 2 quick fouls. So now it's Chet Irving versus Harry Wessels. What a dunk!
Oof.
That's Chad Irving for you, putting a little Aussie on that jam. Although, my gosh, somehow Bohannon got loose after that ball was kept in play.
These guys are finding areas that you didn't even think they were existing.
Wolf at the top of the key. Playing a little hot potato, 3-ball. Doesn't go for him. This is a big test for Ohio State, though, to see how capable their bench is against top teams. Although Swanson Bohannon is, let's put it this way, he is taking control.
Yep, and what'd you expect from the guy that has hard carried Ohio State so much, and he's still doing that to this day.
Indeed. Oh, 3-ball, deep one! Connects! I'll try and see who that was. I couldn't really see it from...
I think it was Isaac Crane.
Was it Isaac Crane? Maybe. Yeah. Either him or Jackson Holt. One of those two. 3-ball, right back at you, Donovan Mayo.
Oh, that's Isaac Crane because Jackson Holt is a backup.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it matches up with anything, as Harry Wessels is now going to the line and Irving picks up his first. You're probably right about that. Good dish, though, from Pike to find Wessels down low. Grad transfer from St. Mary's. And I think he's also a native of Oceania. I don't remember if it's specifically Australia or New Zealand, but it's one of those. And he only hits 1 of 2 free throws. Marquette's looking to run. Their style of play has not changed one bit. They run and they gun.
Yep.
And layup off the glass goes in. Wave Wolf. That could have been swatted away, but he got it up and in just in time. 8 points of 20. Pretty good so far for the fifth-year senior as it's tipped. And it cannot be kept in play, though, and that's not Nala, guys. Don't worry, that's not Nala. You know, it's unfortunate we don't have like official like female models in the game, you know. But I can't really blame this game. It was made in 2009. Who would have predicted that a lady would coach a men's team to a national championship? Not me. Good, and as Bohannon continues to tally on the points, he's got 12 of Ohio State's 23.
Ohio State is playing in the style of when in doubt, feed to Bohannon.
And it's working. It's working. It seems like he got the rust shaken off of his scoring abilities even before this game. That's how elite he is. But Chad Irving is making the most of his opportunities so far with Tommy John on the bench.
Yeah, this Marquette team is being really aggressive, though, when it comes to the foul play as well. They are pushing the pressure, basically, on the Ohio State here.
Well, they're both inclined to play fast and furious, thunderous strikes, quick strikes. They try and not waste time. Oh, that was a block right there on Bohannon, but of course, he's right where he needs to be to clean up the mess.
When in doubt.
Look at this, Creed. We wanted to jam that thing, and there, Chad Irving cleans up that second opportunity. And a 3-ball attempted by Wessels. That is an out-of-character shot that somehow almost went in. Never was known to attempt those kind of shots at St. Mary's. Good pass in. Creed got blocked.
Oh, boy.
Pike draws the foul and is going to the line. That is on Wolf. That's his second.
Yeah, good breakaway there by Ohio State, forcing the turnover and then taking out as well one of the top guys on this Marquette team in Wade Wolf. But that puts in who? Alexander Thompson?
Yep.
And behind Donovan Mayo is Jude Aubrey or Julian Godley, but again, that's for Mayo.
Indeed. The physical profile of Nathaniel Pike is a very interesting one because per sources, his recruitment stories are a bit all over the place as he hits one of two. Apparently, Oregon tried to bring his services to the squad when Sean Franks was there, but Sean Franks saw him more as a small forward, not a point guard, which it seems like it drove him away from becoming a Duck.
Yep, from what I heard, because of course I am in relation of him, that source is true.
Rightfully so. His skill set is more of a point guard anyways. He's just a bit taller. A respectable alley-oop attempt, but unfortunately Irving just could not get his hands on that one. I thought that was a decent try at that.
Yeah, I think what's going on with Marquette is they're missing some key shots here, but again, that's also because they're missing key parts of their team with the lack of Tommy John and Wade Wolf.
Yeah, and they had to deal with that for another 8 or so minutes. Meanwhile, for Ohio State, it's just Jimbo Buchanan that is off the floor until later. Ohio State, they're docked with that 10-second backcourt violation.
Half-court or full-court defense is going to bite you if you don't have a passing lane to go to.
The good jumper right there by Donovan Mayo, and Marquette leads the game for the first time in what feels like a good 5-6 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Bringing over to Wessels, excuse me. They both kind of looks a little similar. And Marquette, shenanigans. They throw the ball out of play.
Really, Coach Eddie there was talking to them as he was maybe a little bit of trash talking, which I'm not surprised considering it is Ederson.
Well, it ain't a proper Ederson if he doesn't know how to trash talk, or if he doesn't trash talk anyways, even if he doesn't know how to properly trash talk. Either way, Ohio State comes up empty on that possession. Feeding it over to Rora Noah Creed. Mr. Julius Irving, award winner from last year, is looking to pile on some more accolades. National champion in his freshman year, but didn't play a whole lot. Or, excuse me, his sophomore year, excuse me. But he's looking to do a whole lot. Look at this three ball. Does not go down, though, for Crane. And Ohio State hasn't scored in a little over 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're starting to get cold a little bit here. Marquette's starting to pick up the heat here. They got to get some defense going, but at the same time, they got to get their offense going.
And another great jumper right there by Noah Creed, and he's taking the fight to Bohannon. And it's going to force the Buckeyes to call their first time out of the game.
Trying to maybe cool down this Marquette team, but at the same time, I think Coach Eddie needs to get some regrouping together here.
6.5 minutes to go in this first half. What has impressed you the most so far from what we've seen?
Well, for Ohio State, they understood the assignment here and just trying to feed Swanson Bohannon as much as they can just so he can put up some points on the board, which he has with double-digit points here. But they have been doing really well and just trying to just keep everything going, or trying to just force Marquette to play a game that they don't want to, especially with losing Tommy John and Wade Wolf. But even without those two players, it looks like Marquette still looks like a really dominant team without their best players.
The squad has been built very well, and so far it seems like the personnel is fitting nicely the way that Nala has envisioned it. Here's Ohio State after the break. Robinson handling the rock. Steps out. Not a whole lot going on. Bohannon sets the screen for him. What a block! Overhead picks up the scraps and finishes it off with a thunderous jam.
Oh boy. Marquette defense.
It's lethal.
You want to know what I just noticed?
Tell me. Oh, what a finish.
Both of you have relatives playing in the teams.
Oh, yeah. True. We already mentioned Pike.
Unfortunately, Nathan right now is being a bum.
Well, I mean, this is his first game as a starter. No? Got to temper some expectations. No way. Oh, my. Okay. Yep.
It's Swanson Bohannon. What'd you expect?
You know, it's Marquette versus Swanson Bohannon. Let's keep it real. If we're being completely honest. That's a laser of a pass. Whoa! Hey, I did not know Chad Irving could pass like a point guard.
Was it? I don't know how he managed to get that ball to him.
That's crazy. Crane loads up a 3-ball, finally connects. Oh no, that is Holt.
Oh, it is Holt.
That's what I've always thought that. Crane hasn't played much today, has he? Or if he has, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, it's weird because on here he's labeled as the starter.
Yeah, so I'm just looking to see. Yeah, they're not playing him right now. That's a choice. That is a choice. Anyways, here's Pike. Oh, what a move and what a jumper in the paint by Nathaniel. Ovejero sitting in that right corner over to Thompson, the grad transfer from Virginia. Sinks that 2-ball.
Yeah, nice passing there by Marquette. What they're doing is they're finding nice lanes here, even though that man-to-man coverage by Ohio State is really trying to play into a factor. Good Lord, what a block.
Whoa! Block City, foul called. Mayo's getting free throws.
It's on Holt.
Yep. Jackson Holt, grad transferred from Eastern Kentucky. He was a part of that team a good bit ago from the 2032 March Madness tournament that almost upset 4-seed DePaul. Yes, there was a time when DePaul was good at basketball. Shocking, I know. And let me tell you something else. He had a teammate at Eastern Kentucky that eventually transferred to Marquette. His name, Devontae Blanton. Oh, strip and steal.
Jeez, the amount of turnovers. Oh, never mind.
Well, right back at him. I mean, tit for tat in that regard. But yeah, Devontae Blanton was teammates with Jackson Holt at Eastern Kentucky, like 3 seasons ago. Whole lot of history, man. It's fun to watch. Oh, talk about cleaning it up. Roanoa Creed, what the stuff. And Pike with the deep 3. What a hit.
3 for 3 so far.
Hasn't shot the ball much, but so far has been uber efficient as possibly can be. Mayo off the glass and in for that one.
Yeah, plus that was a crucial 3 to just keep Ohio State from being down so much. But again, the defense has been really lacking here for Ohio State. Ooh.
Yeah, but you could say Marquette's defense has also been stuttering a bit as well, just trying to find their bearings. Both teams are really performing at a very high offensive rate. Irving going to the line, and that's Wessel's. Could that be a second? Could that be his second? Let's see. It is. And I believe that right there is Eugene Potter that has entered the game. Yes. The freshman making his first appearance from England. Good first free throw for Irving. 2.5 minutes to go. It has been an explosive battle between these two teams as Irving cannot hit that free throw right there. 12 points, 2 blocks off the bench, doing great service for Marquette right now. Swanson Bohannon, he's breaking news. Swanson Bohannon is human.
Why don't we tell our viewers about the new course of both Ohio State and Marquette? Who is new in their teams? Just what this offseason has brought to both teams.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll start with Ohio State here. So based on what I can see here from their rosters, a shot is missed right there. They brought in a couple new freshmen. One of them is on the floor right now, Eugene Potter. But there's another that is definitely a developmental type of prospect in Gilbert Garbano. But they've also brought in some depth pieces like Harry Wessels, Brandon Noel, Ian Clinkscales King, Joaquin Aldo, and Jackson Holt. All as graduate transfers to shore up the depth of this team. And there's one of them bringing this game within 1. All those guys are going to play an important role. Meanwhile, for Marquette, it was all about making sure that the reserves were ready to step up if the starters couldn't be on the floor. Bringing in true freshmen like Barry Allen, Julian Gottlieb, and Jude Aubrey. So a new core is being built over here at Marquette, and you supplement that with the sophomore transfer in Chet Irving, who has played big minutes so far in this game. And then just to short things up, the additions of Alexander Thompson right there, and 1 for him. And alongside him, guys like Jasper Ramsey and Kwame Batts have joined the fold as well as graduate transfers. So the talent is at a different level here at Marquette. It's just about meshing and being able to play together. And so far, offensively, they're able to do that. Defensively, looks like there's some work to do. Because we're officially at the 40-second mark of this half, almost at the break. Turnaround shot by Clinkscales King, the graduate transfer from UNC Asheville. Shot clock is off. Marquette wants to respond. There's
quick though, because I got knocked shot clock. There is no shot clock. They're waiting all the time they can.
Oh, look at that. Thompson draws the foul on Potter, and he's going to get some free throws. And he will exit the game for, I believe that's Brandon Noel.
Looked like too much like a foul to me, but
refs believe that Potter got him on the arm in some sort of way, and so they'll call that every time, even if it's the lightest of contact.
Yep.
4-point lead for Marquette as they try and just hold Ohio State at half court and not allow a clean look. 3 seconds. What will they do? Bohannon deep 2. Misses.
Close game.
50-46 at half. Preseason number 2 in the country, looking every bit of it on offense. But this Ohio State team has clearly made some growth on the offensive end. What are your overall thoughts on what we have seen so far?
Well, right now, I would say one of the biggest contributors of this team is definitely Swanson Bohannon on the Ohio State team, of course, as he has been the absolute guy to go to in terms of scoring. Partner, I know I'm going to sound, and once again, I don't want to be biased here, but one thing I've noticed when it comes to the entire play style of this Ohio State team, Nathan Pike is wanting to just have the assist in this game, as I believe he has the most assists on the Ohio State team. Meanwhile, with Tommy John and Wade Wolf back on Marquette, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to feed these guys a lot more just so they can get some more points on the board. But overall, this Marquette team's defense has been absolutely stellar in holding Ohio State just to half court and forcing turnovers. But Marquette has got to score on opportunities when they can.
I mean, I guess if you take out the contributions of Swanson Bohannon, and that's saying something because he's definitely an All-American level of player. You know, this would be a completely different game, so I definitely understand it. But still, they've been humming along in other areas of this game as Tommy John finally back on the floor after getting a whole lot of rest time due to that foul trouble. And so is Jimbo Buchanan. And also Wave Wolf. So key players back in the game for both of these teams. But there is, of course, lingering foul trouble for both if they're not careful. Pike will get that one across cleanly, and Jaden Robinson, listen, Jaden Robinson, I think, is a very underrated player. If he elects to shoot the ball a bit more, he's going to stand out a whole lot more. But look at this, Tommy John, and one.
That's what I'm meaning. They're feeding Tommy John as much as they can. And he's doing stuff like this where he's forcing fouls and one opportunities.
Jimbo Buchanan was caught not ready for that move to the rim by Tommy John. That's the only explanation I have for somebody less than 100, or how do I say it? For somebody that's 100 pounds lighter than you, moving you back like that. That's really all I got. But here's Robinson again trying a two-pointer. This time it's off. He tried to shoot over two Marquette defenders at the same time. Here's Ovejero. Look at that drive. He falls way short. Goodness. That was underwhelming. Little drive in through the contact, and it's going to roll in for Jaden Robinson. Now he's the one that's trying to take matters into his own hands.
Oh yeah, this Ohio State team is still trying to build it, and that sophomore, Jaden Robinson, again, second year here in Ohio State, but he's already trying to prove why he is absolutely going to be a starter throughout the season.
Bohannon draws a foul on Creed. That is the first foul for him in this game. And Bohannon will get to pick up right where he left off at in the first half. Just piling on points and being the engine for this Buckeyes offense. Good first free throw.
Almost like 20 points for one half in about a minute 30. That is insane.
Shooter's bounce goes in for Bohannon right there as he knocks down both free throws. Seems like he has no weaknesses. Look at Wave Wolf going coast to coast and one.
There was just no defense from Ohio State. Where was the defense there?
It's like they just tried to run with him in hopes of blocking him, but he made some kind of maneuver, whatever it was. It was too much for that defense to handle, and that's a three-point play right there. And look at that, Nathaniel Pike breaks the attempted trap. Feeds it. Look at the moves right there, and there's Isaac Crane.
Actually insane.
Okay, so far, what do you think are the weaknesses and strengths of both Marquette and Ohio State?
I'll let you go with that one first, Pike.
Well, I think one of the biggest strengths of this Marquette team is just the full court defense. They're trying to just shut down as much as they can to force Ohio State to make passes that they probably don't want to do. But I think the main thing for Marquette is their short-range shooting. I think that's been one of the crucial things that this Marquette team has been doing this entire time. Is just feed inside or just short-range shooting. They're not really shooting outside the perimeter and all that, but it does not matter. As long as you get points, you get points. But again, it's foul trouble that Ohio State's been dealing with this entire time. I think one of the biggest strengths, though, for this Ohio State team, Swanson Bohannon. It's obvious.
Oh, by far. That may be the biggest strength of this Buckeye squad. Wait a minute. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Wave Wolf.
Well, we just talked about Marquette not shooting enough threes. That's one way to address that. And Bohannon, or Buchanan, excuse me, they both sound the same. It's easy to mix up. You tried that deep two and it didn't fall down. You're not Wave Wolf, buddy. Play your own game. Tommy John fadeaway 2-ball connects.
Just talking about these short-range shots. These 2-balls are just something that they will come easy as by for Marquette.
Feed inside for Buchanan. What a block! Roanoke Creed said, get that out of here. Top of the key overhead. Creed in the corner for Wolf. Drains the mid-range. Man, I mean, look, again, it could be a weakness. It could be to a fault. But if you're hitting those shots, I guess you keep taking them. And Isaac Crane hits another tough look right there. And oh, Wave Wolf picked off by Nathan Pike. Back and forth we go as that's turned over right there. Creed jumps the pass. And here's Mayo. Now things are starting to heat up between these two teams. Ovejero and one. So far, this man's job has just been simply finish at the rim. Finish whatever way is necessary, and he's been doing that. And we have our first double-digit lead of any kind in this game. Now the Buckeyes are starting to feel that pressure. That's a 3-ball by Pike, and it's way off.
I think right now, the biggest problem with Ohio State is missed opportunities at the moment so far in this half. So much big potential for shooting, and they're just not sticking it into the rim.
And another 2-ball goes down for the Golden Eagles. They've hit 70 points. We have 11 and a half minutes left to play. Oh, jeez, that's a dunk. I mean, I guess when you're 6'7", if you have a good enough standing vertical, you can do that.
And that seemed like more of an angry dunk than anything else.
John with a weak attempt right there, and another attempt that falls short. The one thing that Tommy John has never been able to fully excel at is his finishing abilities at the rim. I understand that given his size, as that 3-ball is off from Crane. And once again,
terrible pass.
Marquette elects for fan service as they toss that ball out of bounds.
I think it was a very off balance and way far behind who he was targeting.
It was just a bad pass. And here Ohio State is again. And an opportunity to get back within single digits. Still a whole lot of time. So this is definitely a track meet kind of game. Bohannon misses. But look at that. Look at who's on the boards. I think that'd be the last person that you'd expect there. But I guess you got to do anything and everything. Wave Wolf loses it.
Turnovers. Ohio State's getting back into it. They're forcing Marquette into bad situations.
Oh, that was almost turned over, and Buchanan just flips it up and in. The threading of that pass. Yeah, go ahead.
I think what's happening right now is Ohio State's playing mind games. Marquette's off balance mentally.
Seems like it. Wave Wolf is just prancing around a bit on the court, and it helps a little bit that a reach and foul was called, because otherwise that Ohio State momentum was picking up. And there were some substitutions made as well from what I saw.
Yeah, big substitutions for Ohio State, maybe bringing in the other players. Oh!
Fadeaway 2-ball, Roanoke Creed, bread and butter. I'll tell you what, I don't know how Ohio State's defense will be looking as we go on, in the season. But one thing for sure, they will always pose a threat to win games purely because of their offensive ability. 3-ball Creed, no. Tommy John with the board, and he draws a foul. And that's Buchanan's fourth. Oh, no. And I mean, in a loaded Big Ten, I'll say this outright. The Big Ten, in my opinion, is the second best conference in the country. I think Big 12 is right behind them. It's a much narrower it's a narrower gap compared to last year. But even then, Ohio State has improved to the point where like you said, you can see them making some sort of run to the Big Ten semifinals of that conference tournament. So we can see it. The offensive potential is there. If they can somehow improve that defense, I mean, it could be scary. Now Ohio State just traversing over half court. Whole bunch of pressure applied by Marquette here. They're just trying to throw him off a bit. Clinkscales King now back in the game. Guarded up by Ovejero. Ohio State just trying to figure out what to do. He'll just take it himself and is just, how do I say it? He got taken care of. Oh, chicken wrap. Oh, what a block.
That was a, wow. That was a saving grace of a block.
3-ball. No go for King. Clinkscales King, excuse me. That could have been a 2, though. Here's Ovejero. I mean, talk about having some pride. You got hit with a crispy chicken wrap, and you didn't let him get points. A good jumper right there by Ovejero. You know how crispy that chicken wrap was? McDonald's just called me. They said they want to shoot an ad about it 5 times in the span of 3 hours. Anyways, here's Clicks King. And here's Jackson Holt now over to Bohannon. The MVP of this Buckeye team almost turns it over. Shot clock is running down, and he's just going to go to work. 3-ball almost went down.
I feel like Ohio State right now, it just this whole substitution thing, it's just not working. They got to get their starters right back out if they want to have any chance of getting it. So they need a stoppage of play or something, like a force a foul or something.
Well, it helps that Chet Irving missed right there, so maybe they can try and climb back into this one. They're down 12 as we're nearing the 7-minute mark. And Bohannon, man, a lot of his shot attempts, when they hit net, man, it sounds beautiful. Oh, look at Ovejero, though, gliding through that defense and finishing once again at the rim. The Madrid, Spain native doing the dirty work inside for this Marquette squad. 2-ball does not go down right there. And that was Joaquin Aldo that attempted that shot. The grad transfer from Boise State. That was tipped away. A little bit of a scramble here, and they're going to say it's off of Jackson Holt. You know, it's a preseason setting, so I'll trust the refs on this one. And man, talk about full sail changes for Marquette, just getting fresh legs out there. And here's Jasper Ramsey, the grad transfer from San Diego State. Thompson, feed inside, does not connect. Tommy John picks it up, but misses the jumper. And look, if Marquette is going to continue missing looks like that, that Ohio State offense has the opportunity to just start clicking at any point. Wessel's fadeaway 2-ball. Look at that shot. With 6 minutes to go, it's a 10-point difference. What does Ohio State have to do to close this gap?
Mainly just trying to force turnovers here. I mean, the biggest problem right now is that. That's the biggest problem. You're allowing Marquette these big shots and big opportunities, but forcing turnovers against Marquette, just get in their head. That's what you've got to do in this situation.
I'm not sure who hit that 3. I think it was Julian Godlieb, if I'm not mistaken. The 3-star freshman who is emerged as a as a very underrated prospect coming out of high school. And now the Golden Eagles just trying to set up shop and play it slow. Gottlieb turns it over. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Although Ohio State almost went out of bounds trying to recover that ball. And here's Nathan, the Pike man. Down low to Wessels. He's going to go to work again, but this time he can't finish on Tommy John. Or over Tommy John, excuse me. That sounded actually kind of weird. My fault. You know, I'm trying to shake off some rust too, guys. You know, give me a break. Gottlieb, oh, big block down low.
Yeah, massive block. That's what Ohio State needed. Force the turnover. Ugh.
Pike surveying the scene. Oh, what a jumper right there by Eugene Potter. I did not notice that he was back in the game. And he wanted a foul call right there on that shot, but refs...
Yeah, there was a lot of contact on that shot. I don't know how he didn't get the foul.
Yeah, there was. It wasn't called. And look at Tommy. Yo, little scoop and score.
A windmill.
Madison Square Garden, I hope you like your ice cream scoops. Here's Pike trying to work on Thompson. He backs off, gets the screen, rolls around. That's a lot of contact. No foul there, but collected by Potter.
There's more contact on Potter.
I think that time he just flopped. I'm not gonna lie. Turnover. And big dunk right there. Wessels brings Ohio State within 9.
It's still got 3 minutes left. Plenty of time. Just got to force turnovers and everything. Oh, but that is a huge shot.
Elite shot right there by Jasper Ramsey. Coming down to the wire. Marquette's just trying to hold off Ohio State just enough, but that offense is relentless. Passing it around the perimeter corner. 3 does not go. And man, Ohio State is they're trying to draw those foul calls. The refs are not budging.
Yeah, they are not at all.
Creed with the one-handed stuff.
And most of the time they're either just getting bodied or they're trying to fall backwards and get it. So no matter what, they're just not getting calls.
What can Ohio State do here? They try to pass it inside. Somehow not turned over. And also, surprisingly, that play results in 2 points.
Yeah, but now it's going to be a defensive stop here with 2 minutes left. You got to do something here. Force a turnover or force a bad miss with no rebound.
Force feed to Tommy John, and he draws the foul on that shot attempt. And I'm sure that Ederson is going to have a few choice words for these officials.
Oh, yeah, he's already chewing out one of the refs. Like, he is red hot, partner.
He's got to watch it before he gets teed up. That free throw will bounce in a fortunate way for Tommy. And one more this time. It's a clean attempt. Officially 2 minutes left in the game. 13-point lead for Marquette. Could grow here. Another foul call. And let's just make sure we're holding Ederson back. I feel like he's about to RKO one of these refs. We got to hold him back.
Yeah, he might turn into Randy Ederson out of here.
Runs of the family, you know. All that aside, Wave Wolf, you want to talk about an efficient game in terms of shooting. Look no further than this guy. That's now 19 points. 6 for 8 shooting overall. And I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to jinx him. I'm not gonna do the announcer's curse on him. I refuse. All right. Perfect at the free throw line. All right, I'm safe. I had to time that, man.
Fouls again, misses the next two.
Oh, it's not even just that. Although that is an important part, as Robinson misses that jumper right there. And as much as I talked up Ohio State's offense, they have cooled down a bit. And okay, okay. So Marquette once again just gift wrapping another opportunity for Ohio State to claw back into this thing. Not a whole lot of time though. They got to move quickly. 2-ball. Pike got it. Well, they're not even gonna foul yet. I'd personally do it if I was in the situation. Mayo 2-ball, or you could force a miss. That works too. I mean the Marquette fans are chanting "warm up the bus." I wouldn't do that just yet, especially when you can hit threes like that, like Isaac Crane. It's a 10-point game.
We got a minute left. You gotta start fouling now. You gotta start fouling. There it is.
Did you see the foul count between both teams? Did you see that?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Holy moly. And this reminds me, by the way, this isn't Ederson's first bout against a Nala-led Marquette team. Remember, he coached 1 year at Purdue, and they took Marquette right down to the wire in the round of 32. Yep. Right down to the wire. And also, Swanson Bohannon was on that team too, by the way. Another 3-ball, Isaac Crane. Quick trigger finger. Channeling his Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, whatever you want to call it. Or Evan Mobley Jr. if you want to talk about current Buckeyes in real life. But with that said, Marquette just continues to get to the free throw line. And they're such a good free throw shooting team.
Yep, they really are.
One of the keys to finding success in March Madness is being able to handle the pressure at the free throw line. The best of the best are able to go very far later on in March Madness. Speaking of March Madness, what do you see for Ohio State? It's clear what Marquette can do. But what do you think Ohio State can do?
Marquette is easily a national championship almost team. Ohio State, I can see them. I can see around a 32. I think highest they'll go is around Sweet 16.
Absolute highest, I can see that.
I think their floor though is, I think their floor is a first round knockout.
Yeah, yeah. Or if they have to somehow go through the play-in round, you know.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's either play-in or first round that their floor is.
Right on. Oh, that's a rare miss from Swanson Bohannon. Gilbert Garbano finally in the game just to bear hug Jude Aubrey, one of those freshmen that we talked about earlier on in this game. He's going to get some free throws. And shanks one, unfortunately.
Come on. We got this. It's just warming up.
Yeah, he hasn't played all game, so I can see that. He'll at least get one of those.
He was just warming up.
Pressure put on. Ohio State almost went backwards. 2-ball goes down for them. And they're going to send Aubrey to the free throw line again. Joaquin Aldo this time picking up his first. I think now it's appropriate, I guess, to chant "warm up the bus."
Yes. Can start chanting it.
Marquette could hit 100 here, by the way. Not here, but if Ohio State
Yeah.
continues to try and climb back in the game. But in my
Just 2 more points and we can finish the game. I don't care.
whole lot of passing here. 2-ball, Wessels got it. Or excuse me, that's not Wessels, that's Robinson. Excuse me. And the chance is there. The chance is there. But yeah, Isaac Crane for a good stretch was just hitting a few threes there. It was actually kind of impressive. That's a kid that Ederson has been investing in, trying to develop. So we'll see how well he's able to perform as a starter. Although Aubrey misses that free throw, that's unfortunate. Jude at least gets the second one, so he had a good old 99. Sports video game's favorite number. And that's a 3-ball, and it hits. Oh, but this time Ohio State is calling off the dogs.
Wow.
So even after all of that, they're only going to fall by single digits. I'm coming away impressed by both teams offensively. And both of these squads should have a good year. But at least for now, the Golden Eagles start off their unofficial campaign with the W. Your final thoughts on this game, partner?
Well, I mean, I feel like one of the key things for Marquette is that they forced Ohio State into a situation where they were just getting frustrated with not having any foul calls and just missing a lot of shots. Marquette was just hitting the shots that they could and just played a really perfect round game, better than what Ohio State did. Really good all-around team for Marquette, as they really showed that they can be a really flexible team anywhere on the court. And I feel like this is going to be a really good team later on. For Ohio State, they got to start. I feel like one of the key or crucial things that they really messed up on, I think, was you're just beating the same guy over and over. You got to spread the attack.
Well, they did it towards the end, but it was seemingly a little bit too late. So, but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm impressed with Marquette was able to do offensively. I'm even more impressed with what Ohio State has been able to do offensively. Of course, defenses will and should sharpen up for the season and onwards, especially for March. And we'll see how these squads grow. But this was a good game. I enjoyed this one. I didn't expect it to be this close, so I'm coming away satisfied just from a neutral perspective. So, but we've had
I might be biased, but I'm gonna call it the best game of the showcase.
so far. Okay, I'll say it outright. That is a biased take because Oregon-Louisville was a scorcher for a good while.
Yeah, I said I was biased.
All right, I respect it. Folks, when we return, it'll be at around 4:30. The next game on the schedule is our first top 25 matchup of the showcase. We will have number 19, preseason number 19, Indiana, going up against preseason number 22, Villanova. We'll be back for that one. Hopefully, see you in about an hour and a half.